What's up?
Thank you guys so much for joining me. This is my boy and Major League Baseball player, really good buddy of mine, Ryan Kalish. Ryan, how are you, buddy?
Man, I'm good. It's good to see you. It's good to be here.
Dude, it's so good to see you too. That's the beauty of these Skype calls, man. I feel like you're right there.
Right?
And yeah, so to let the audience know. You are a Major League Baseball player, but you have a unique story of resilience, perseverance, where you have battled back several times from injury, from people counting you out, and the story, the theme of my podcast is I've had so many grinders that I'm friends with, as far whether it's entertainment industry, whether it's athletics, whether it's health and fitness, with people rebounding from injury, from setbacks, mental stuff, whatever it is. I love resilience. I love people that battle through certain things, certain situations, and come out on top. And you're a perfect example of that. And I would love it if you could just shed some light to my audience on your story and just kind of take it all from scratch, where it all began. And where you're from, and Ryan was a very good high school quarterback. You were heavily recruited in football as well. So yeah, get into your whole story to kind of just let my audience know where you're from and what you're all about.
Yeah, man. So I was born in Northridge, California, moved to New Jersey young. My dad got a new job, so I was raised there. I always loved sports. I always loved running. I always loved, just being outside. It was just like, obviously school was there, but like I loved to run. And so sports came to me. Baseball was the number one thing. As soon as I think I was like 4, my mom said I had a Nerf bat and ball, and that was the end of that. So anyway, you fast forward all these years, right? And it's just so crazy as to think about that like was such a raw love right there.
Yeah.
And to be where I've been at. So anyway, got drafted by the Red Sox out of high school. And injuries have always been my thing. But I had about 4 years. I had a 4-year point where, from 19 to 22, I was healthy. And it was awesome. Dude, like learning each level, all the little ins and outs of baseball. And then 2010 comes around, you get called up, you're 22 years old.
Wow.
And you're playing with these guys, right? Like I was playing against Felix Hernandez when he was, I could go on, and it was so fun. But the cool part was that I respected it so much, but I knew I could hang, It was like,
yeah.
I can do this. Like, I remember that feeling like if I can play this game long enough. So anyway, at that point, through first 5 years, I had 1 surgery. So now on the back end, we're at another 5 years.
What was that surgery?
That surgery was a minor hamate bone removal. It wasn't even that big of a deal.
Oh, so you had the hamate. Was that right or left hand?
Right hand, 2007.
Okay, so right hand. That's your extension. So how did that affect you? Hamate bones, to the audience out there, a lot of people, I think now the technology on that surgery has gotten better, but there are people who've flat out lost their lot of bat speed, a lot of power from losing their hamate, right? Or from having to get that surgery done, right?
Yeah, man, that was one of those. Yeah, that one's a big one. I mean, it can, obviously, if it's done right, it's a quick heal. But if you get a nerve touched or something, it's definitely messed with people.
Yeah.
So anyway, first 5 years, we're good. We're pretty healthy. We make it to the big leagues. And then 2011 comes, and since then, this will be my 11th surgery in 5 years. In like 5 years.
Really let that sink in. Not you. I'm talking to my audience. 11 surgeries. That's not that it makes a difference. Are those like local? Are those being put under? Like, how many times have you been put under? And because that takes a lot out of you too, man.
These are all full-fledged surgeries. Like all injuries.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Anesthesia. Or not, but like the local anesthesia. Oh, wow, man.
Mm-hmm.
that takes a toll on itself, and that's a very risky whole endeavor as it is. Signing that paper with I forget the guy who monitors your heart every beat. Who I forget I forget. It's a trip to me. I looked at it before I got put under. I was just like, because your whole life is in his hands. That's man. So 11 surgeries. And let the audience know about You showed me a picture one time. Ryan showed me a picture one time of your neck surgery, which still has right there a few screws in it.
Yeah, I think there's 4 screws and a metal plate, like they replaced part of the neck. Funny enough, that one was easy.
Wow, how? Like, I mean,
it was like you laid down. And you did core. Like it was chill. And then but I never had a neck brace. They were like, you can start moving tomorrow. So that one, I mean, it's scary and it's for real and it can be effective. Like I know Prince Fielder, I think. He had this surgery, but now he's having another level fused. So it can definitely affect, but as far as recovery is concerned, it was pretty chill. Like shoulders, because I had both those done. Those will take, I didn't feel good for my left shoulder for about 19 months.
Was that labrum or was it rotator? Like what happened to your shoulders?
Yeah, I had labral repairs on both sides.
Both?
Yeah.
Oh man, I had a buddy of mine at Berkeley who had one labrum tear, and I swear it was a year and a half for him to get back. He was doing all the, you know how it is, those funky little exercises that you have to do that are, with the little tennis ball can full of sand, getting your little ligaments and tendons back. But yeah, it's time, it's time, getting a little, well, that's a big one, but getting injuries that, people, are wondering, hey, it's the worst thing because when maybe it's different professionally when you're playing at such a high level and you really are looking at it as a job. But I remember guys were like, how's it today? You know what I mean? Like the worst thing is, how you feeling? I'm like, it was so frustrating to me. And that actually led me to always wanting to come back so soon and so quickly because I was so tired of people asking me, how's it going? I'm like, dude, it's not going to get better, in a week or two. I mean, this is I had a partial tone rotator.
Yeah.
So with just things like that, it was just, especially a partial tear when they're like, you can kind of fight through it with exercise and maybe, ice and stem, but man, it's frustrating. So I want to know what type of, mentally, and what did you do to kind of, I know you have a great support system with family and friends that know your ability, know and believe that you, especially when you make it to the big leagues at such an early age, the potential is clearly there. And I just, but 11 surgeries, you would think that at some point, some people, and I think that's why I love about you is some people it never even came into my mind, you'll get into your current situation, but it's just like you're gonna do it. You're gonna make it happen, and I'm not alone with that. Our good friend John Baker, who was our first guest on this show, he said the same thing. You're gonna, whatever it takes. This for whatever reason, this is happening to lead to a better purpose. I really believe so. Just if you could share what you did to get through it mentally, especially when your zest, what you identify as being an athlete. I mean, maybe you did it, but that's what I'm assuming, I guess, that, and then kind of, does it scare you that potentially it could have been taken away? I mean, and then 11 times, how do you fight through that?
Well, I think, dude, it's all cycle, right? I mean, for me, I think it's, for anybody who, who's listening, it's not, you go through phases, right? Like I'll share later about my current situation, but you kind of, you get sad. It's not easy. You get, mentally you're just frustrated. The thing that I always try and do is just kind of keep it all in perspective, is to just kind of look around in the world and just see what's going on. And even sometimes that might not necessarily make you feel better, but I feel like if you're acknowledging that, then it's a really cool thing, because I don't know. That's just my opinion. Like if I'm acknowledging that like that guy on the corner has a really rough gig, but like I yet keep driving and I'm really like anxious and kind of sad and like not like where I'd like to be. And that's like I feel like that's enough because everybody's situation is relative. So anyway,
Totally.
you go through that phase, right? Like
Yeah.
kind of where I'm at now, which we'll get into. But
Right.
then, always what floats in the back of my mind is like I still get to do what I love. Even though it's been
Yeah.
11 times, it's 11 times and I'm, this is my last try. Right? Like I'm pretty fatigued mentally, which is I think it's good to say to, it's like cool. Like what am I going to deny that fact? Like but the resiliency part just comes from like just fighting. Like that fight. Like it's like this was my fight and I'm gonna do it. And that's it. Like I love baseball. Like I keep getting little tastes of it. Like, this year I got back to the big leagues. I hadn't played in 2 years. And like 50 at bats in AAA. Like I'm like, all right, I can do this. And so anyway, it's just it's what I love to do, man. It's just a beautiful thing. And I know that I'm super blessed to be able to say, like, from what I've like loved when I was 4, I'm doing at 28 years old. So it's kind of a one of those things. Like it might suck for a while, but dude, the payoff at the end of this is it just makes me feel good.
Oh man, that's you said it right there. Perspective, and a lot of people don't have that, and that's okay. I mean, the goal of this is to hopefully instill some of that perspective into others. When you realize you can chew, you can smile, you can walk, we can eat. We're still here. Do you know how many fucked up things happen to beautiful people daily for being wrong place, wrong time?
Yeah.
I mean, you know how good we have it. You said it, man. That is, man. I just got goose. It's unbelievable that to me that I can't have little small talk, complaining conversations with people about certain things that bother. Because I'm so stoked and happy to be able to do what I love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every day, so man, I get you. I mean, when I was leaving the hospital, one of my nurses told me, he's like, "Hey, I just want to let you know, any day that you can walk out of a hospital is a good day." And this is right after I left Cedar Sinai from my accident. And man, I was kind of feeling down, but man, that was the last thing he said to me. Yeah, before I hopped into my sister's car and they drove me home, and that was it. But when he's so right, it's like I didn't have anything to complain about then. Sure, my jaw was wired shut and I was in a little bit of pain, but I could walk. My jaw, these wires were going to get taken out. My plates were going to get taken out, and I was going to be able to chew again. And it was going to take time. But man, it's like I know you find a way to put it in your head to maintain that perspective, and it's so refreshing to hear that word perspective and just expressing gratitude. And it's exactly what you said. Even if it's not to your own situation, it's good to just let that out into the universe, that like you understand that you've been blessed with a gift that is just, I mean, 0.0001% people get to experience. And how can I don't understand. Well, I mean, I understand how to get people down for a little bit, but like just to have that mindset of, look, it's that guy in the corner has it so much worse than you. You have to go rehabilitate to an injury to keep going back to get the opportunity to play and fight and earn another spot. I was eating lunch with you this time last year, I want to say, and we were kind of in Venice, and like you didn't really know your situation, and I don't think you knew your situation up until March this year, outside of maybe going and playing independent ball in Sioux City, Iowa, I believe it was.
Yeah.
And then you get the call to an invitation to spring training from the Cubs, and then you killed it. I mean, from what I heard from a couple people you almost broke camp with the Cubs, but then you got signed to the Iowa Cubs, the AAA affiliate. You destroyed it over there, and then got called up. I don't even what month was that you got called up? Was it May?
Yeah, May.
I mean, come on, season starts April 1st. That's ridiculous, man. I mean, I'm blown away a lot, but that one really shook me up in the best way possible. When I saw that, I was really emotional, man. Like I know I'm serious when I say that. Like it's just I love great people who win, and who grind, and like I know I've met your mother, and I know just how you are as a human, but also just your mindset. There aren't too many good dudes out there in the game. I mean, actually, that's not true. I mean, there are, but it's just like there are also a lot of I don't know, but like I love seeing good humans win and that work hard and for their goals, and then they seeing that, dude, that was extremely cool for me, and I can't even imagine what it was like for you to. I mean, you really put yourself back from a couple months earlier. You thought you were going to play independent baseball with, in Sioux City, Iowa. Next month and a half later, you're in the show, walking up to Dead Mouse, and with the flow. I mean, I love it, man. I had a great little visual there going, and it was pretty cool for me just to see. So walk us through that series, of emotions that go from moving from here to getting that invite to spring training, and just that momentum, that mentality, like that's got to be overwhelming in the best way.
Well, what's really nice is I also, I played winter ball.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but the winter ball was really good, right? Because I was trying all this new stuff with my swing, and it kind of gave me just this I have to be my own hitter, right? So it was a really critical time. I did really bad. Okay, I did really bad, and I needed to do bad. But it was so nice to have that be my pre-spring training, spring training.
Yeah.
But by the time I was in, at the end of winter ball, I picked it up, and then I went home, was just working out. No one signed me. I had a private workout with the Cubs. I probably hit the best batting practice I've ever taken.
Where was this at? Arizona?
Yeah. So everyone, all the front office was out there, and it was so much fun. And they offered me a job right then and there. So, and the other part too is I wasn't invited to Major League Spring. I was in Minor League Spring, which is fine. Like if you have that mentality, I've been in, I think probably 7 straight major league camps, and some guys would be like, I don't know, I just feel like they'd be upset about that. But dude, I was the happiest, just grinding it out. I didn't care where I was. I was meeting good people, good teammates. And in spring training, in minor league spring training at AAA, dude, it was crazy. I was hitting I think I hit 5 homers in 15 games.
What?
Yeah, it was
nice.
It was awesome. It was really good.
And I think you flew out to the, I don't know, what was it?
To the one track. Yeah. But I was I felt that's what we're talking about here. If you can, I feel like if you can find something in whatever it is that you do that you believe and feel good about, I found my routine. I found out, through the time that I was hurt too, what I needed to do as a human being to be my best performer. And that's what I figured out this year. So, for years before you're just going through life. You're a kid, going dude, I can't go out and have drinks.
Yeah.
It's just but a big part of baseball is going out with the boys. But dude, I got to get my sleep, man. I'm not young anymore.
Right.
You find out that stuff and you feel so good about it.
Yeah.
And so you're doing your thing out there, and it was just such a nice feeling. The crazy part was that I was actually kind of hurt right before I got called up. So I already knew that I was in trouble with my body before I went up, which, it's just one of those things that you just, I still had a blast up there. I had such a good time, but I knew that it was just a matter of time before my body wasn't going to allow me to play, and that I was going to have to figure out what it was. So the time that I was up in the big leagues was so interesting because I knew already that I was in trouble.
That's got to be so. To the audience out there, well, first off, how about my sweet Cub shirt?
That thing is sweet, man. Oh, did you get that from Baker?
No, I got it from Ramirez.
Oh, nice.
I think John Lester made him for the team or something. But
Yeah.
yeah. So to the audience out there, what Ryan, do you want to let them know what ultimately happened after getting called up and
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I got, I loved, I had such a good time up there. I went down and tried to play a little bit, try to get my body going. I actually also, in the time period that I got, this is crazy, but the time period that I got called down or sent down, I had appendicitis. So I
oh
had,
jeez.
I had surgery right after I got sent down, which was just really, and also it kind of felt like it was going to be good luck because I thought it was going to give my knee some time to heal.
Oh,
And
I see what you're saying without having to let anybody. Okay. Yeah.
well, no, yeah, I just was like, oh, nice, like, all right, I'm gonna get a breather, like, I'll get a few, I'll get like 3 weeks off, and like maybe my knee will feel better. Sweet, but and I had such good rehab, it was like everyone was trying to take such good care of me. It was awesome, but it just didn't work out, So um, once I started, working out down in Iowa, trying to get my body going, we just knew that, like, I just knew that I was like, it wasn't going to work. Actually, I was in Arizona at that time at the spring training complex, and it just wasn't going to work. Like, I went to run and it was bad. So, yeah, now I'm on now I live in Vail, Colorado, and I'm currently waiting a donor for a cadaver piece in my knee. So a really crazy thing, but somebody's gonna donate their like once they're dead, they're gonna give me part of them, which is just
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah.
I don't even like to think about it, man. It's just it's sad, but once that happens, I'll get a call, and it'll be about 3 to 5 days notice to where I'll go under, and they'll replace that. They're also going to they're going to break the tibia and reset it. It's called an osteotomy. So like basically it's going to realign the like degree angle of my leg to my knee so that it puts less pressure on the inside portion.
Jeez.
So
Is this right or left leg?
it's my right leg.
Your tibia is that thick bone
Right underneath
connecting
me.
right under.
It's like your shin bone. Your shin bone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
They're gonna break. Oh man.
So
And that's to make sure that when you land, when you run, it's straight. Like it's. I guess there. When you land, is this like more pressure on a certain angle of your foot when just naturally that's your running gait, or like how does that? Are they trying to lengthen or straighten that out so that doesn't put so much pressure on your foot, which your knee reacts to, and essentially may cause that injury to happen again? I mean, is that why they're doing that?
yeah, so it'll just take a little bit because they're going to put some extra. They're going to replace part of my femur bone and the cartilage surrounding it with the cadaver.
Uh-huh.
So it's like essentially giving me better support and also taking a little bit of pressure off of that spot so that over the longevity, over a lifetime, it'll be good. Apparently, it's really good to have at this age. Like, it's going to be, and I'm going to stay here and do the rehab, because this surgery is so, it's different. Like, it's not a really common baseball injury.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to be here with this team for at least the first 6 months of the recovery and just get myself, because, again, we're in Vail, Colorado at the Stedman Clinic. It's just like a lot of people come through here, but I just, this is for all the marbles, man. Like I'm going, like I got one last run in me. I think it's just best to do it right here. And, everyone else has been so supportive of that it's cool, man. I'm excited. I mean, I'm not excited, but I'm excited to feel better.
Right. And it's got to be encouraging because when you were locked in, And I mean, not only in your mind, from what I've heard from a number of people who scouted you, that's got to be hard for Baker to like go there and evaluate you. Like because to the audience out there, John Baker is a former Major League Baseball player who is doing. He's a special assistant for the Chicago Cubs, but they had him go and evaluate Ryan Kalish, who was a teammate of his 2 years ago, but Baker gave a glowing, honest review in very intricate detail of just how you were at the plate. You were very sound, very good contact. You were playing above the level of AAA baseball, which he's a Major League Baseball player. So it's got to feel good knowing, like you said, like, as soon as you got called up when you were 22, like that feeling of, look, I got this. I can do this. If I keep at this, I can do this for a long time type deal. Like that's got to feel encouraging. But naturally, our human instincts probably, a little bit of a letdown for however long that takes you. But man, that's when the resilience comes in, and you've done this time and time again. I'm excited for you. And I just like, I want, are there any type of, like, what's your average day like right now waking up, and how does nutrition play a part as far as reducing that inflammation? Do you have any type of routine? Do you have any mental, do you meditate? Do you do any type of drills to just to kind of keep your mind right? What do you do for optimal health going into this surgery, which will probably, you go into it as good as you can. You're probably going to get out optimal level of health on the back end.
Yeah, man. It's all about choices.
Right.
Right. So I mean, right now, honestly, what I'm up to is, you wake up having a really good egg dish with some oatmeal and fruit, straight to the gym. Dude, I mean, I'm very limited right now. So when I'm
able, just beach workout all day or what?
Yeah, but you know what, dude? I'm noticing
just jacked right now or what?
Yeah, I got a little bit of size going on here. I got some beef going on, man.
That a boy, dude.
Yeah, stretching, man. I'm trying to go in like my hips in optimal form. Like I actually really need to tone down the upper body because I got, with everything else, dude, I'm getting tight, man.
Yeah.
My shoulders are tight. So I'm kind of toning that down. But, your body weight, TRX, like just staying active, man.
Yeah.
I mean, there's really no particular program. But again, the nutritional part, always just making the best choices, because right now I'm trying to do as much as I can, right? So
yeah,
if that end has me at the restaurant, you just got to look at I'm looking at the menu and just making the right choice. And for me, meditation is just being outside, is for right now.
Yeah.
But I need to get into this meditation and stuff like that. I think it would be really good for me in a lot of areas.
You seem like a very cerebral dude. So I could see that. I could definitely see that. And all you have to do is close your eyes. I mean, there's different definitions for meditation. Maybe I should get into some yoga or something like that. I hit the inversion table every morning, listen to the same song, Bulletproof Soul, every morning by Sade, dude. Like, it's my little, it's my thing. You know what it does? It's that perspective. I look at the same thing that I saw back when I was, jaw wired shut, just trying to get the scar tissue out and reduce that inflammation and get, my swelling down. I look at the same top of that mountain when I come back up from the inversion table that I did 5 years ago when I was in a dark state, dude. Yeah. And so I set the tone of my day for my day every morning by doing that in a good way. Because I know it's like you said, yeah. we're extremely blessed and lucky to be doing what we do. And it's just, that's a great way to start off the day. I usually talk to family and it's like, man, it's just everything. I'm very appreciative of my situation. And I know you are too. It's just like, dude, things could be worse. As long as we're sitting here breathing, we're able to chew, like we can eat, we can go smile. You got people that care about you and love you. Like, it doesn't suck, dude. No. So it's good to have that, man. Because there's so many people who just, I heard somebody say, "Why me?" the other day, referring to some injury. I don't know if it was on social media or something. And that's just, I just can't relate to that mentality. But teach their own or whatever. But yeah, I love that, man. It's good to see. The main thing for this was to show people not only just, I don't know if you heard this growing up. I saw pictures of you in the perfect game and area code. So you were pretty heavily recruited coming out of high school. So there was that. You were an 8th round pick by the Red Sox.
Ninth. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
9th round pick, and you came up with some big names. And made it to the big leagues in under 5 years. I mean, that's huge. So you had the opportunity. Were you on one of the World Series teams with the Red Sox, or was that after?
Technically, yeah, but I wasn't. I was hurt the whole year. That year, I had my right shoulder and also that neck surgery. So I was on the team, but I was in Florida the whole time.
Did you get a ring?
Yeah.
No way!
Yeah.
No way! Oh, I didn't know that. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me some good. That was a squad, right? Didn't you? You had like Wakefield, Euclid, Ortiz, Pedroia, right? Were they all on there?
Oh man, we had
Damon. Was Damon on there?
No, not Damon, but the first team I was on was just like I was the youngest by a mile.
But those are the people I mentioned were characters. I mean, right? Like Euclid. I can only imagine that locker room. I don't even know these people, but I have a feeling Euclid is a little bit of a wild child. So Euclid, Wakefield, Ortiz, Pedroia. I mean, Veritek. I mean, that's got to be a good chemistry feeling in there. So how did that go for you? Were you kind of just minding your own business, going about being a rookie and owning that, or?
Yeah, dude, You gotta own it. If you don't own it, you have no shot. Like, I mean, obviously, if you play well, but you gotta know, man. These guys, like, and I just see what, like, when I'm at these games, right? When I'm even just on the bench, I'm watching like. I just remember watching Hanley Ramirez once, and it was 2014. I was on the Cubs, and I'm watching this guy, and I'm just like, I've been at this point, I'm like 10 surgeries in, maybe 9, whatever, it doesn't matter. But just like watching it, just to see how, like, for somebody to be up and good for that long is just so special. Like, it's crazy how hard it is to be there. Anyway, like when you have that going on, if you don't respect that, it's crazy to me. And they'll like, for me, I just was quiet and I would let people say things to me and did what, like carrying waters and beers and bags, whatever. Like, so anyway, that was easy, but that would, like, I don't know. You have to be just super aware of what you're up to and like who you're talking to, because that's something that I think gets lost. It's getting more lost is the seniority thing
and the respect. Would you say? Yeah.
No, I like. Well, yeah. I mean, you got young teams. It's different.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see that. Yeah. I guess when if you don't have that awesome seniority, that leadership that you came up to. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's not like they're like I came up like that, but like other people, they come up and it's cool. Like there's none of that, which actually probably would be pretty nice too, to be honest with you. Like if you come up and you don't have to deal with sick bus, really crazy, and just being, being super, just being a real rookie, like that's got to be nice too.
Yeah.
Be a bad experience.
So I do have. So I would. What is your best baseball moment that sticks out in your mind right now? What's your all-time number one moment in baseball that you couldn't even sleep that night? I remember when Baker homered off Brian Wilson. He said he had to take a Lunesta because he had so much adrenaline going in his system. After he went Oppo Taco off a 99-mile-an-hour fastball at AT&T Park in front of his family. So what is yours? What is your all-time baseball so far up to date best moment?
Oh, man, that's probably just the first day in the big leagues.
Yeah.
It was it was awesome. We had like a 3:30 flight in Toledo to get back to Pawtucket. Right, so we're up at we're finished a night game. We slept for like 2 hours, you do the 2 flights, get off the bus in Pawtucket at like 1 o'clock, and they're like, "Hey, you just got called out. You need to be in Boston and start today at 4."
What?
So I'm like, "What?" Like, and just that whole experience, getting rushed to the ballpark, getting there with like maybe 40 minutes to go because there was so much traffic.
How far away? So Pawtucket is what?
It's about an hour
Okay.
usually,
Okay.
but sometimes it can get clogged up. So I didn't get to the park till like 3:20 for a 4:05.
Oh,
It was on Fox. It was on national TV. Facing Scherzer, base hit, first at bat. Just
no
like
way.
it's
Wait, base hit, first at bat off Max Scherzer.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh, dude. You don't even remember? Was it like an out of body experience type deal? Just blackout? What?
Yeah. I don't even know what happened.
I'd love to be that first base coach when you come back. I remember. Well, I mean, it's a lot different nerves or whatever. But like my first like little acting gig, I don't even remember how it went. You know what I mean? When like it's like action. You know what I mean? Like I don't even remember. Yeah. Luckily, I hit the lines or whatever, but I don't even remember how it felt. But like when you came back to first base, was that you give them knuckles or whatever, and then you get the sign from third? That's just got to. You probably just were like, man, I'm doing. Your heart just must have been in like a hummingbird right there.
Yeah, man, that was really good. That was awesome. Also, getting a hit off of Rivera, one for 2, forever.
Yeah, 500.
Well, that was awesome, right? They're up 4-3 in the 9th. I come up, I think 1 out, maybe no outs, whatever. Base hit up the middle. I got him too. Like I hit it hard.
Nice.
First pitch, steal second. Next pitch, steal third. So now I'm at third with a 2-0 count. Bill Hall gets a hit. So now we've blown the save. Then he steals second. He steals third. Mike Lowell comes up, gets a hit. Unfortunately, so we gave him a blown save and a loss. Like we had him set up for a loss. We ended up losing that game. But like,
in New York or was it in Boston? Oh, it was in New York. Okay.
So I'm in New York playing against Derek Jeter and Mariano Rivera. These guys who I like came up. Yeah. Like, I was a Jersey kid, so I was a Yankee fan.
Yeah.
And I'm playing against them, and now I'm spoiling a game, right? So that's just like,
man.
You're on second base, like, and you're saying hi to Jeter, like talking to him.
Yeah.
It's like nuts. It was nuts.
Who was catching right there for the Yanks?
I think Posada was.
I mean, clean it up, right? 4 stolen bases in the 9th or whatever that was.
Well, Mariano, he didn't
hold runners too well.
Yeah, but he never had to.
Yeah. man, so what a trip. What year was that?
2010.
2010. Okay. A year later is when I don't know if you were there. 2011, I went and I saw the Yankees play the Red Sox play Yankees at Yankee Stadium. Connor Jackson was on the team. Lars Anderson. I know that's.
Yeah, I don't think I was hurt. I was having a surgery. I was in San Francisco when you were probably there.
Okay. Yeah, it would have been like August or September or something. Yeah, September, I believe.
Yeah, September.
Yeah, man, that's pretty good. That's pretty cool that you could say you got Rivera. I mean, talk about a legend. But so I do have a couple questions from the audience out there. They want to know what is your least favorite minor in Major League city and most favorite minor in Major League city and why?
So least and most.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good one. I got to think about this for a minute.
Yeah.
All right, shoot. All right, I got to give 2 of my favorites.
Okay.
Portland, Maine.
Okay.
And Iowa. Des Moines, Iowa.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Why?
All right, Portland, Maine was AA, and I had a host family, and they're still like I talk to them regularly.
Right.
That was 2008 and 9. Or no, 2009 and 10. So, you're looking like 6 years, and it was just such a cool house, and the town was really fun. Yeah, and so I love that. Seafood, awesome. And Iowa, because Iowa always like reminds me of like second chances, and also the city is like it's awesome, man. It's like a city, but there's no traffic. So there's like, you have like tall buildings, but there's really like never any traffic. Cool farmers market, really good people. And I just really love the AAA staff there. So now my least favorites.
Yeah.
So one that I like lived at, or one that I just passed through. What do you think?
I would say no, not that you lived at, but just all like your least favorite city to probably play, visit. Not team that you were on or played in, but visit.
Shoot, man. I don't know. I didn't really feel Savannah, Georgia, maybe.
Yeah, a little humid.
It was humid. I was 18. Like, I didn't see, like, I actually hear Savannah, Georgia has a sweet beach. And then, like, one of my buddies proposed to his girl there, right? So at that time, but you're staying in, you're in A-ball, you're in like a minor league, you're in a bad hotel,
Yeah.
Like you're like, and it was hot, and yeah, there wasn't a whole lot going on, so that was probably it.
Nice. And big league city, is there? Baker said Cincinnati is probably his least favorite. What's your least favorite big league city to visit?
Man, I don't even know how I'm going to do that. Like that one, I don't care. Like,
yeah,
whatever.
I know. That's a good answer.
Show, man. I'm good.
Yeah, that's a good
but I don't know if I had to pick one. I don't know. No, I don't even have one.
I know. It's like, how do you really complain? I mean, you're kind of like, you're in the middle of best hotels, best service. In the show, it's just a different deal, huh? It's just, I remember when me and you and I first met at the Cubs clubhouse, there was this, unbelievable spread, really good grass-fed, braised beef, organic vegetables, really well done clubhouse. What's his name? I forget the attendant there. I have his I have his card here, but I don't know. But yeah, I mean, just they treat you extremely well. The Cubs in particular, I visited a few teams in the spring, and it's just next level, man. The energy there, I really see them doing something amazing this year.
Yeah, I hope so, and I want that ring.
Yeah, hell yeah, you do.
I got that team is so cool. Those guys were so much fun.
Yeah,
I dig it. Like, they got such a good vibe. Joe he's incredible.
Yeah,
he's got So favorite big league city? I mean, I like Boston and Chicago pretty much. They're just it's unbelievable places to play the game. That's the two places I've played, and like, I can't pick between those two.
Those are two pretty good cities to choose from, man. That's cool. So let's see here. I want Kevin from Connecticut wants to know, is it the game that drives you or the dream, if that makes sense? Because those kind of go hand in hand. But anyway, do you have an answer to that?
Yeah, because I got, that's a really awesome question, and I kind of wanted to talk about that. Like, I've had it on my mind this whole podcast. So thinking about the game, man, like, it's not. I mean, the baseball game, like the dream, I think is more why I do it. With this many setbacks. And kind of, I don't know, I feel like baseball players are on an island, right? Like, we have such a different lifestyle. It's a trip, like, for me now, I'm in Vail, like, it's awesome here. I'm psyched. But I'm like going down. But like, I miss, when you're this many times on like the ground level of like building up, like, I miss like, I envy my friends in like LA, right? Like, they have, they're always doing something. They have like the three of them, like their main squeezes always around, right? So like, you see these things when you get it taken away that like, you're like, wow, like, that's sweet too. So like, I'd say the dream, man, because, and you know what, as it gets better, as my knee gets better, though, this is what I was talking about earlier. It's like a phase. Right, as I start to see and feel the glimpse of hope to play the game, maybe not necessarily what the game brings me all the time, But between the actual game and the dream of the game, I think that's what drives me. Because there's times, man, like right now, like I would kind of sometimes be down to just be with a group of friends in LA. Like that sounds awesome. Like there's so many good things about different like people's lives. But again, as I get better, it's there's different compartments of the game. So it's part of the game and it's not part of the game and it's the dream.
Yeah, I get that because it's the dream. You can the dream of the game. Thought that it was kind of hand in hand, but you intricately pointed out that there are different compartments of each of those that define certain ways that you live your life, and it could be different day to day that you're remembering certain things, whether that you did leading up to playing in the game or actual events that occurred in the game. I mean, there's so many different things that it's just as we daydream and we visualize certain things, and that's what I'm big on is visualization. I mean, do you use any of that? Do you incorporate any visualization into your pregame routine, into what you're doing right now, or do you just kind of do you not?
No, dude, I love watching baseball. I love it. That's like what my that's like how I visualize. I just watch it. I love to watch the game. So that is like a really big thing, I think, for me in this time. Like, I feel like a part of how I did so well this year was just watching so much. Like, I got to watch and really take it all in and like notice some things about my own game from watching somebody else. And I really do enjoy that. So yeah, anyway, I think Kevin was his name, right?
Yeah.
From Connecticut. Yeah. So it's like, you always keep the good stuff in perspective, even now. Like I might have said like, oh, I'm stressed out, but I know what's ahead. And again, just a recognition, just recognizing like, all right, I feel this way, but I can see, I think is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like
absolutely.
It's a fight. It's a good fight. I have a blessed fight, and it's, at sometimes I feel really down about it, but dude, I feel like that's only human.
That's life. That's
good.
Life. It's absolutely good. Yeah. I mean, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. I mean, they're gonna be peaks and valleys. It's all about just maintaining that. Hopefully, maintaining that consistency. But if some things happen, some bumps come along the way, it's about handling them and pinpointing them and doing your best to mitigate whatever comes through. I mean, as long as we're breathing, man, with as much as we've been through, we're going to be good, dude. We're good.
It's a fight. If you got some fight, it's good. You got it.
Yeah. Nah, and I know you do. And it's just, it was very important to me to have you on here because just for many reasons, but I love the resilience that you've shown, that I've seen in you face to face meeting, talking about your past and hearing about your past. I really didn't know, when it was at the level of what it was as far as how many injuries that you've had in the past. But then it's like, damn, this dude's really, it's just like you have that mentality that it takes to just keep fighting to knock him down and ultimately achieving your goals, whatever you put your mind to. And that's going to be, there are going to be a lot of people out there that are going to, hopefully respond to that. And that's what this, as I said earlier, that's what this podcast is all about, is just telling people different stories. It may, people may just, have come into this, Major League Baseball player. I did kind of let people know beforehand, listen, he has a great story of resilience, but you just never know what people have been through. I had a country singer before that, her name's Mickey Guyton. She had been grinding it out here for 10 years, just wasn't happening in the entertainment industry, and she kept fighting, got signed by Keith Urban's manager, and now she's blowing up. I mean, she was on her way. She saw this dude, and it ultimately ended up leading her to getting signed in a mall out of nowhere. And long story short, what if she wasn't there at that mall? Like, she was getting ready to move home and live with her parents. And that was it. But like, I just love stories like that, of people that just keep believing and just keep fighting for ultimately achieving their goals and and inspiring others, which is a total win-win for in your situation and so many others, where you can inspire others to keep fighting to what they want to do and what their purpose is, and that's hard to put into words on how cool that is. And I think I speak for a lot of people out there and a lot of mutual friends of ours. It's just this is, I know you've probably been told this many times, but this is for whatever reason, incredible things are right there. I've felt it. I've felt it before. Even I'm excited to be somewhat a part of your journey. You know what I mean? Like just a friend of yours, man. I'm very grateful of that, and I'm really just excited for the future for you. And I can't wait to come out to Vail and get down in the mountains with you, man. I need to get out of this concrete jungle of Los Angeles and get some nature in me. There is something about going outside and just seeing, just smelling that fresh air. The air out there in Colorado has to be so much different than out here in LA. Night and day, right?
It's incredible, man. I'm super. I'm about to have surgery here, but I can't even I think it's gonna be. It's just a. I just am really blessed to be here. I think it's gonna help my recovery. It's done. I mean, you're already at altitude, right? So that's already you're at like almost 9,000 feet here.
Yeah.
So that's good. Like you get used to it. It comes in. It's just the nature, man. It's an incredible place to be. A lot of space, and when you walk outside, you just are like just a little bit different. Like you have to be because you're just looking around at this nature that I don't even know how it. It's like amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah. But there's something about nature that is just healing, and it's just it's indescribable. But I don't know if you've been up to Northern California and Humboldt County. It's beautiful. A lot of redwoods. I pulled over like 4 or 5 times on the drive home. Just Wild Salmon Creek or whatever it was, Eel River, all these unbelievable streams, and I was just blown away, like brought to tears because of what I saw, man, and just the beauty of nature's. Oh man, I mean, my favorite movie's Into the Wild, and I would put that on mute, and I could watch that movie just on mute and just the pictures and the scenes and the imagery that is in that movie is just unbelievable. So I think that's going to play a little part for your journey back to the road to recovery as well. Just that nice, that good feeling, and then bringing in that gratitude and perspective, man. You're on your way to fucking greatness, dude. And I'm happy for you, stoked for you. Can't wait to go visit you, and I really appreciate you taking the time to share your story with my listeners and my followers. And this is all here just to benefit others to pursue their dreams and inspire others to hopefully maintain their own perspective and how good we all truly have it. And that's what this is all about, brother. So thanks again. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man, this was awesome. Really enjoyed it.
Oh, always, man. And I will. We got to catch up soon. And man, thanks again for your time. I appreciate you, Ryan.